All right, here we go. Race number 1. Giancarlo and Adam have the front row. Max and Simon on the second row. That is the second easiest lineup I've ever had. Drivers halfway through, just about a half a lap to the green flag. Track temperature continuing to go down as it gets later, now down to 103 degrees. That cooler temperature definitely going to help those right side tires, as it did not take many laps in practice before cars started sliding through the left-hand turns and on power. Through that final chicane that will come into play for a few of these drivers this morning. Porsche pace car will pull into pit road. Giancarlo in control of the start this morning. As I told the drivers, the full field invert this morning will not matter in race 2, as pace car drops in. And they are down and away. Giancarlo gets a good launch. Green flag is in the air. Quickly going single file, headed toward that first chicane. There were concerns coming into this. Apparently Adam and Giancarlo had a little bit of banging last week. There are concerns about Adam taking out another driver. There was talks between the other 3 drivers about taking him out before they could take him out. So far, though, nobody's been taken out. Simon Zierk at the back, the lone BMW, 2 Porsches in the field. Max and Giancarlo, and of course Adam in the Hello Kitty Audi. And I could be wrong, but I do not believe Hello Kitty has been armed again yet. Does not look like she has. Hey, Sketch, hey, Andrew. Andrew, you needed to be out here. You're like 4th in points. Ah. I don't think it would have mattered this morning, Lau. After first lap, everybody still nose to tail. Simon losing a little bit of that lead draft at the moment. Adam in second, Max in third. They weren't sure where the rest of Team Gunther was this morning. Unfortunately, they are not. Yannick is not here. How you doing, Sketch? With these hot track temperatures, the other issue, as we mentioned earlier, these drivers are going to be sliding around in the left-handers and on power out of the corner. Wow. 2 more days. Giancarlo just set the fastest lap so far. He has put almost a full second on Adam, but Max still lurking. Simon in that BMW seems to be losing touch with the leaders. At Sketch, it's been pretty hot here for a couple of weeks now. I'm hoping we get some rain and it cools off a hair. Giancarlo going a little bit wide through the turn. Barker and Max still right there. Simon about 2.3 seconds back. Simon does have that advantage. The BMW does not slide around nearly as much because of the wider footing. Could make a comeback as this gets later and the other driver's tires heat up. Giancarlo pulls out to a 1 1/4 second lead on Barker. Max still right with them. Max has had a few peaks into the first chicane, has not made a move yet. Max not losing any ground to Adam, just not able to reel him in at the moment. Simon, for the moment, does appear to be falling further back. He is now over 3 seconds behind. Giancarlo's lead now 1.4 seconds. He is steadily pulling a gap on Barker. Max Gunther in the Porsche sitting in third. Simon back in fourth. No change from the grid. Imola, one of the most famous and for a long time the most dangerous tracks there were on the F1 circuit. Several drivers have been to the hospital, and of course Senna died here years ago. This track can be brutal, and as we mentioned, with the heat this morning, The track temp, though, does seem to be continuing to drop as we get a little bit of cloud cover. In practice, the track temp was 112 degrees. It is now down to 104. And the drivers will have a little bit more grip for a little longer. Simon continuing to lose ground in the BMW. I'm really surprised on the straightaways here that BMW not closing back up. It has a bit of a power advantage over the other three. But as we have seen all season long, that Porsche just handles the corners, especially the low speed tight turns, a lot better. Adam doing a great job holding on to second. He has put 1.5 seconds now on Max in third. Giancarlo, though, continues to lead just past the halfway point in race 1. Barker closed the gap a little bit on that lap, now down to 1.2. That was Barker's fastest lap so far. He has finally broken the 144 barrier. 143.99. 0.4 of a second faster than Giancarlo last time by. Max Gunther still consistently running about 144.2. Last time by, though, this time rather, Giancarlo pulls a big gap. Will be interesting to see when he crosses the line his lap time this time around, as he has pulled out to a 2.3 second lead. He was no faster that time. Barker just substantially slower. Giancarlo ran a 143.82. Barker 144.97. Has one of Adam's slowest laps of the morning, and it has allowed Max to start closing back in third. through that final chicane. Giancarlo continues to pull the gap. The Porsche just taking the chicanes here so much better. In fact, let's take a lap around in with Giancarlo. Out of the final turn, down the front straightaway, that little bit of a curve. A little bit of a kink here, getting as close to the wall as possible. And down toward that first chicane, that pit road exit will come into play in race 2. Through the first chicane, back on the power. Careful not to overshoot that left-hander. And then hard back on the brakes into the second chicane. Little bit of tires crying out there. Into the hairpin, the far end of the track. Has to be careful, back on the power. Back up the hill into the left-hander, which will send him back downhill. This turn's so easy to overshoot. Into the double right-hander and back up to the top. The tightest chicane on the circuit just ahead. Hitting both sausages, then back on the power. Right hand kink into the left hander in the final 2 turns. And out of the final turn, back on the power, back toward the start finish line. And there it is. Giancarlo did that lap in 1:44.13. Adam Barker's last lap, a 1:44.83. Max Gunther in third. Simon Zier currently in fourth. Simon has struggled since the drop of the green. Hopefully in race 2 with the invert, he can get a little bit of a gap early. Giancarlo out front by 3.5 seconds over Barker. Max in third has started closing back in on Adam Barker. Just 1.25 seconds back now. The tires really starting to heat up this morning. The driver said in practice after about 3 laps the tires felt awful and were starting to already go away. Could it be the Porsche having a little bit better tire wear this morning than the Audi? Adam into that first chicane. That is where the Porsche has the advantage. Max trying to chip away at those lap times. Trying to catch back up to Barker. Giancarlo, meanwhile, has dropped the hammer His lead now 4.1 seconds over Adam. Max in third, getting closer and closer to Adam Barker. Giancarlo likely to get the white flag this time. We'll see if Barney is waving the white. White flag is in the air one more time around for Giancarlo. He doesn't need to push it. Adam Barker holding on to second. Max still trying to close back in. Adam opened the gap back to 1.4 on the last lap. Max has to push it as hard as he possibly can. Giancarlo heading toward the start-finish line. Just over a mile left to go on this 3.05 mile track. Max losing a little bit of ground on this lap. Adam has definitely cranked it up. As Giancarlo goes through the final two turns, powering out of the final turn down the front straightaway, Giancarlo will start the day with a win at Imola. Adam Barker comes home in second, Max Gunther in third, and Simon in fourth. And they celebrate properly. Let's talk to our top three, starting with Max. Max, you pull off the podium this morning, kind of easy to do, but it looked like for a couple laps there late in the race, you were starting to gain some ground.
Yeah, but Adam is really fast, so that's I think overtaking also on this track is really hard, so I don't know if I ever would have catched him or then overtook him.
I have to say, you guys did great. It was some great battling up there. Hopefully in the second race, you can keep Adam behind you and pull off the win.
Yeah, that's what I hope for. Also Giancarlo. But they're both fast, but let's see. It's gonna be interesting.
It definitely will, man. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you, Doug.
Max coming home in third. Barker comes home in second. Adam, a podium finish today, and with a lot of your top competition not here, that points lead just continues to grow.
Yeah, Simon not having the best day as well, so he's on, I think, closest to me in the standings. So it's nice to get a few points ahead of him. Let's try and go for the win at the for the feature race. I don't know how. I was looking earlier. I haven't actually won one of the feature races yet, so need to step it up for the remaining part of the season.
I'll be danged. I knew you had several wins, but looking at it, you're right. You've had seconds and thirds, but have yet to be on the top for the feature. Man, good luck. Hopefully you can get it done in race 2.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Adam Barker has not won a feature, but the driver who won race 1 definitely has. Giancarlo, another Sunday, another win.
Yeah, it was always just get through turn one safely, try to find a rhythm.
This is your sixth week this season. You obviously missed the first 3 races. Only one time this season have you not had at least 1 win per week. That was at Misano.
I didn't realize that. That's a nice record to have for sure. Hopefully we can keep it going.
It definitely is. You made up for it at Spa by sweeping, so it definitely averages out there, but can you pull off the sweep here today?
We'll see. It's a tough track to pass at. So starting a little bit further back might make that a little complicated, but we'll take it easy, take our chances when they come.
Now, if necessary, obviously there was some controversy last week. If necessary, are you going to put Adam in the wall?
It's a secret. I can't. I'll neither confirm nor deny.
Probably the right call to make. And good luck. Obviously, with several of the drivers being out, you can actually jump up in the points quite a bit today.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, we get another good result.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Giancarlo wins race 1. Now going on to race 2, they will obviously do the full field invert, but with only 4 drivers. That is definitely going to tighten up the race, at least for the first several laps as they try and sort it out. And I doubt we see anybody make a dive move into that first chicane. Adam Barker coming in. Giancarlo also went out to practice pit road entry. Simon Zierk will be starting on the pole for race 2. As always, if you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop into the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Remember, we have some big announcements coming soon, and it's about time we give away another iRacing membership. All right, here we go. Race 2 with the full field invert. Simon Zierk, Max Gunther on the front row. Adam Barker and Giancarlo have the second row. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube, where we have a bunch of YouTube shorts, both racing and trucking, coming out. I still have a bunch of videos to work through, and that will be all day tomorrow, taking care of today's races, which tonight at 7:30 Eastern, BRR Cup Series is back, followed by the SMR Gen 4 Cup Series, which has a big announcement from one of those drivers tonight. A lot of cool stuff going on here over the next few weeks and months. And if you're interested in joining GT3 NSS, drop in the comments. I'll make sure to shoot you the Discord link, and they will get you hooked up Any skill level does not matter. These guys have helped a lot of drivers get very, very fast. Here we go. Pace car is in. Simon Zierk in the BMW in control of the restart. Simon fires. They are away. Green flag is in the air. Race number 2 at Imola. Max staying right there. Adam makes a move. Holds on to third. Giancarlo tried to make the attack. Max staying right on the bumper of the BMW. They're going to try and make the move on the outside. Well, Max and Adam both lined up to go to the high sign. Did not have enough of a run. You heard the driver say passing would be tough here. Through that final chicane, everybody still nose to tail. Adam Barker and Giancarlo's battling has put them just a hair behind. But they close back in very quickly onto this straight. Unlikely a Porsche will be able to make a move here. They have lacked in straight line speed all season. But can Max make a move into the chicane? Giancarlo all over Adam. Max does not make a move. Neither does Giancarlo. Cody, how dare you? Back up the hill, and the BMW has the advantage on the straightaways, followed by the Audi of Adam Barker. The Porsches are the weakest on the straights, but they definitely have the maneuverability advantage through the chicanes and slow speed turns. Giancarlo looked left briefly, did not commit to it. Simon Zierk continuing to lead. Simon got his first win of the season 2 weeks ago at the Nürburgring Grand Prix, followed up by a win in the second race of Mugello. This week, both of his wins have come in the second race. Could today be another one? The track temperature has dropped dramatically. Practice, the track temperature was 112. It is now down to 99 degrees. That'll give the drivers a lot more grip. More importantly, we talked about it early on, the right side tire wear has been brutal all morning. That will not be as big of a problem. Adam Barker still able to hold off Giancarlo. Simon Zierk still keeping everybody back behind. Giancarlo just set the fastest lap so far, but unable to capitalize on it at the moment. They will have to make a fuel stop and likely will see tire changes throughout the field this morning. Giancarlo carried a little momentum off that last turn, swung wide, but now has a run. Could not get there into the chicane. Max Gunther looks to outbrake Simon. Side by side into the final turn. Simon will have the advantage on the front stretch. Here they go down across the start-finish line. BMW power prevailing at the moment. Oh, it gets close into the chicane. Simon pulls ahead. He gets bumped around. Max is around. Adam Barker and Giancarlo clear traffic. Wow. Let's take another look at that incident. Max and Simon side by side. Looks like a little net code at play too. It looks like the blimp was a little high, but the chopper is perfect. Just a little bit of net code. Simon goes around, Max goes off. Both drivers quickly recover, but Adam Barker now has the lead. Giancarlo in second. Simon and Max about 12 1/4 seconds back after that. Giancarlo looking to the outside into the first chicane. Adam shut the door. We heard all the drivers saying passing here That is tricky this morning, as some clouds cover the track. Might help cool the track down even more. Giancarlo able to cut those turns just a little bit better than Adam, maybe getting a run set up. Couldn't quite get there into the turn. Down the front straightaway across the start-finish line once again. And that was Adam's fastest lap so far. Simon still holding on to third, Max behind in fourth. Giancarlo got a big run out of that turn. Will he take advantage? Not yet. He set up briefly for it. Giancarlo gets those big runs out of the turn, but onto the straightaway, he loses any advantage he has. He's going to have to set up and make a move into a turn to get this done. You see Giancarlo able to close right up on Adam through the turns. But that Porsche just so low on straight line speed. He cannot make the move single-handedly. Now he's going to go for it into the first chicane. They are side by side. Adam outbreaks him into it. So Adam maintains the lead ahead. Simon and Max 12.3 seconds back, still battling for third. Giancarlo peaks again, but does not make a move. Giancarlo keeps acting as if he's going to try and make the move into the final chicane. But very unlikely to see that move that is the tightest chicane out here. Would be the hardest one to make the move on. And Andrew Lau could be correct. Giancarlo might just be lurking, saving fuel. Go that extra lap. Come off pit road with an advantage. All the drivers will have to stop for fuel at some point fuel and tire strategy could be huge with the cooler track temperatures. You have to wonder if the drivers will take tires. Track temperatures continuing to drop, now down to 96 degrees. Meanwhile, back behind, Simon still able to hold Max off for the moment. Same thing we are seeing with Adam and Giancarlo. The Porsche is the faster car through the turns, but the BMW and the Audi have the straight line speed advantage, and with Imola's long high-speed straights, that may be all they need. And it is beginning to look like Andrew Lau's theory may be accurate. Giancarlo only tries to make a move every couple of laps. He's not really pushing it. Plus, these two not battling are opening the gap even further. It is now over 13 seconds back to Simon and Max. Giancarlo has even stopped pushing through that first chicane. See if we can ride along with him. Right as he shoots to the inside through the hairpin. Well, so much for conserving fuel. But up the straightaway, can he hold on? And no! The Audi's power pulls him back ahead. Oh, Adam goes a bit wide out of the second chicane. Adam may have just picked up the pace and started pushing a little bit harder to keep Giancarlo in his mirror. Now Giancarlo looking to the inside, did not have enough run. It was talked about during practice that seems those Porsches can take the sausages a lot better than the Audi or the BMW that has allowed Giancarlo to push through some sections the others just cannot. Simon and Max now 13 and a half seconds back behind. They need Adam and Giancarlo to make a mistake up ahead. Andrew, the driver, said in practice, of course, it was a lot hotter, but after about 2 to 3 laps, those tires were crying. I can only begin to imagine how bad it is after almost 12. Giancarlo sits behind Adam, just biding his time. Max Gunther behind Simon, not pushing the issue for now. Simon and Max still nose to tail. Adam and Giancarlo still nose to tail. As everybody is approaching the point where they're going to go to pit road. Will we see anybody short pit this time by to try and take an advantage? Adam and Giancarlo both stay out. We've seen Simon use that short pit strategy in the past, but not today. He and Max both staying out. Giancarlo and Adam both known for stretching their fuel and tires. Giancarlo definitely will go further. But I don't know how much further they want to push it today. Simon, who led early on, now back in. Oh! Yeah, that car, those rear tires, specifically that right rear, seems to be giving up a little bit of grip. At least under power, that back end was sliding just a little bit. Max is coming in. Max Gunther's going to be the first one in for pits. Fully expect him to take at least front tires, potentially all four. The car is up. How much longer do the leaders stay out knowing that Max is on fresh tires? Whoa, Giancarlo got a big run out of the final chicane. Almost got into Barker's bumper. He's sticking the nose in. Outbrakes him into the turn. And out of the turn, they are dead even. Adam will have the straight line advantage. Adam pulls back into the lead. Neither driver coming in. Giancarlo really starting to push Adam now. Looks like he is going to use up. Simon is in. Simon Zierk now to pit road. Giancarlo is going to use up every bit of remaining tire before he pits. Giancarlo all over the bumper of Adam Barker. Max Gunther has gone past Simon as Simon was coming up to speed after his pit stop. Will either of the leaders come in this time? Adam is in. Giancarlo stays out. Giancarlo taking the lead for the first time in race 2. Adam Barker's car is up, getting tires. Barker headed back out on track. Giancarlo headed for the final chicane. Will he come in this time, or will he continue to stretch the fuel and tires? He pushed it awfully hard that last 2 laps before Adam went to pit road. And Giancarlo is in. Now the question is, can he get back out before Barker gets there? Giancarlo hit his pit stall. The car is up. Barker is in the final 2 turns. Giancarlo is moving again. But Barker is at full speed down the front stretch. It's going to be close. Giancarlo is off of pit road coming up to speed. And Giancarlo will maintain the lead. Adam Barker into second. Max Gunther, Simon Zierk, third and fourth. Yep, loud, Andrew, you definitely did, buddy. Adam now 1.5 seconds behind the leader, but closing. Max now in third, but Simon in fourth, closing back up on him as well. Adam trying to close the gap, but the gap is growing. It is now 2 seconds. Meanwhile, Simon back in fourth is less than 0.6 of a second behind Max. Oh! Giancarlo went a little wide there. Giancarlo opening up the gap even further. It is now 3.25 seconds. Meanwhile, Max has pulled out to 1.1 over Simon Zierk. Giancarlo just set the fastest lap of the morning, a 1:43.68. His lead now 3.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Simon continuing to stay within striking distance of Max. Adam Barker has lost even more time. Not sure what's going on with Barker's car. He is now almost 5 seconds behind the leader. Simon Zierk losing a bit of ground now to Max as well. The gap now 2 seconds. Giancarlo, the only driver in race 2 to break the 144 mark. Last time by 143.85, and of course his fast lap just before 143.65. Everybody else in the 144 range. Giancarlo continues to open up his lead over Barker. The gap now 6 1/4 seconds. Even with all the drivers on fresh tires, Adam is just not able to keep the pace that Giancarlo is setting. And Giancarlo just set another fast lap. 143.42. That is the fastest lap of the morning. Max Gunther just set his fastest lap, 144.09. Giancarlo's lead continuing to grow with 12 minutes left to go. Adam Barker now 6 1/2 seconds back as Giancarlo sets a blistering and apparently unbeatable pace. Adam Barker back in second, Gunther in third. Simon Zierk in fourth. Giancarlo in the points today. Will likely catch up to, if not surpass, fourth place Andrew Lau. Max Gunther is going to close the gap in a big way on Simon. And Adam Barker will extend his points lead even further this morning with just 3 weeks left to go. Next Sunday morning, we will go to Road America, the site of Giancarlo's greatest triumph. He got spun out of turn 1 at Road America several seasons ago. Ended up about 20 seconds behind the field. Charged his way up through the field and pulled off the win. Road America next week, definitely going to be an exciting one. The week after Hockenheimring, and the final week of the season will be at Algarve. But you can still join GT3 NSS. Come race with us every Sunday morning if you're interested. Drop a comment and I'll make sure you get the Discord link. Adam Barker in second. Continuing to lose ground to Giancarlo. Giancarlo's lead now over 7.5 seconds. Adam Barker in second. Max Gunther in third is actually faster than Barker right now, but 14.5 seconds back. Won't have enough time to get there. And Simon Zierk, after that early incident in the first chicane, back to fourth. Sketch BRR Cup Series tonight at 7:30 Eastern, and then the SMR Gen 4 Series right after that. Giancarlo's lead growing 8.25 seconds now over Adam. Max Gunther gained 1/4 second on Barker, now 14.25 seconds back. And Simon in fourth, 9.3 seconds behind Max. Giancarlo pulled off the sweep at Spa. And it's looking like he will pull it off again today at Imola. Giancarlo just clicking away the final laps as the white flag flies one more time around. Just over 3 miles to go. Giancarlo played his strategy perfectly to take the lead during the pit stop exchange, exactly as Andrew Lau predicted it. Now he heads toward that final chicane. And into the final 2 turns. Giancarlo back on the power, sees the start-finish line. He will pull off his second sweep of the season, and Giancarlo wins at Imola. Adam Barker brings his Audi home in second. And Max Gunther will come home in third. Let's talk to our top 3. Max, another podium finish and a great celebration there.
Yeah, thank you. I needed to hit him.
You? I can imagine so. I have to say, you closed the points up on Simon a little bit today. It's overall a good day.
Yeah, it's a good day. Podium twice is good. Yeah, it was a fun race. I don't know what happened on turn 1 or the first chicane, but yeah, it was a fun battle with Simon for a while.
You guys definitely had quite a battle, and a great job today.
Thank you, Doug.
Adam Barker comes home in second. Adam, you come home in second, but he beat you on that pit stop. And it seemed like you slowed down after the pit stops.
No, just trying to keep Giancarlo behind me for as long as possible. He was managing to save fuel and save a bit of tires behind me. It was a good race. Really good race between me and Giancarlo there, but he was just a little bit too quick.
Well, still another podium finish. You extend your points lead even further. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you very much.
And finally, our winner and sweeps the morning. Giancarlo, you sweep the morning and a big, big points day as well.
Yeah, I was pretty fortunate. We're just looking at this wreck that happened. I was very lucky to get through it.
It was a bit of a close call there, but you managed to come through it clean, and just after pit stops, you were just walking away.
Yeah, I did my best to get by Adam on track, but I just couldn't make it work. It's tough to pass at Imola, so I ended up saving a decent amount of fuel, and then was able to get the overcut.
Oh, it definitely worked out. A perfect morning for you. Congratulations.
Thanks, Doug.
Giancarlo pulls off the win at Imola. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. We'll see you at 7:30 tonight for BRR Cup Series, followed by the SMR Gen 4 Series. Have a great day, everybody.